Hi Nathan, how's it going?
Uh, I've just started the broadcast, so I will just say this is the EuroScrum now at 10 a.m. with me, Kieran, and Sam. And I suspect that a few people have been a bit. I was just saying, I think a few people might have been a bit wrong-footed by the clock change.
I'm sure they would have been. That's
I
partly
know
what.
I was. I just kind of came on and saw the different times. But oh crap! I
Yeah.
better speed things up then.
Yes. No. Well done. Excellent work. Stepping in there, Sasha. That's excellent work. Yeah. I ran the. We have already moved the Euro Scrum an hour later to make sure that I can keep on running it. So one of the things that we could do, I mean, sort of up to is it usually David or Thomas who's running these ones? But
It's been in flux a bit recently, I think.
yeah, yeah. I mean, basically, the thing to work out is what's a good time for you guys. It can be changed, or anyway, it's going to be. We've done this time change like 3 or 4 times now, and it's always. I mean, at least now we've got UTC and the time thing sorted out in the website. But yeah. Anyway, entirely up to you.
I mean, personally, I have no preference between this time and an hour later.
Yeah. What
Not
about you, Kiran?
much matter.
Yeah, for me as well. This is like a good time for me.
Yeah. Yes, well, it's probably easiest to leave it here until someone needs it changed. I mean, the only thing is just from the bigger Agile Ventures picture is whether it ends up, be it what's the word, ideally the scrums are sort of spread out so that we've got best coverage and chances of making sure there's a scrum available for people at all times. Anyway, but I'll leave. Sasha, if you're recording, so I'll let you run the meeting and I'll be in the background.
Okay. Well, I will ask Kieran if he wants to kick off then, because he's
Uh,
first.
no, actually, I haven't been like involved with this thing for quite some time. Like I'm coming after a long break in a way. So if you can go ahead, that would be really good.
Okay. Well, I did a little bit of coding. Oh God. I did a little bit of coding over the weekend. Not over the weekend, on Friday with Norbert. Just on website one. I wrote my first cucumber test. It was very exciting. Uh, um, I think it's still not finished, but I wrote something resembling a cucumber test for the first time.
Excellent.
Um, and that's about it, really. Yeah, I'm kind of looking to carry on doing that kind of thing today. I'm around for pairing at the moment, if anyone is. And I don't think I have any blockers, except that I have to travel to Ashton at some stage today, which will take about 3 hours.
Mm.
That's me.
Mhm.
Do you want to go next, Sam?
Well, I was going to say, Kieran, is there anything technical blocking you, or what's your availability for pairing at the moment?
Right now, I might not be able to like pay for long. I have some time, maybe around 20 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And nothing technically blocking you at the moment?
No, not
No,
really.
no. Good show. Yeah, well, we can do me. So yeah, I'm busy reviewing little pull requests. I ran the Euro Scrum an hour late, but Thomas was there and we chatted. Yeah, big things on my horizon are MOOC and AV 102 updates and releases tomorrow, which I need to find some time for. But Makers here, Makers Academy kicking off a new cohort, which is great. And yeah, lots of really nice local support retrospective meeting on Friday, and all the developers are doing lots of stuff over the weekend. Lots of exciting developments. They've got John Morbacker is back involved, and that's looking good. Yeah, I think that's about the size of it. The big question partly is how we deal with these time changes and so forth. Yeah, I'm also I've got my co-partner here at Makers Academy is not in today because he's off sick, so I've definitely got room for pairing on Makers and Makers-related projects. We've got our one GitHub API thing that now open source on. I've forgotten what it's called now. On Adventures. Yeah. So, and I think Thomas was also saying he's going to be available in the afternoon to pair with Sasha. Yeah. There we go. That's about the size of it.
Do you have any idea what time he was going to be around?
He seemed to say lunchtime. He seemed to say noon. I mean, feel free to ping him. I mean, I was hearing. He said 12 noon, but I'm not sure if their clocks have changed in Sweden. I mean, he has been on UTC +2, so yeah. But he specifically mentioned you by name and said, "Oh yes, I promised Sasha on Friday, and I could do it on Friday, and so I'm definitely going to be available today." So fingers crossed that will work out. But Sasha, you've got some time right now, but you're then going to have a break of like 3 hours, and then you're going to be available again later on in the afternoon. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm fairly versatile about when I travel. I guess my.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If there's no reason not to be on the beach, there's a train at 5:40ish, which just saves me a stop. Any other range of the day wouldn't.
Yeah. Oh well, that sounds like a little overlap. Well, I guess what I would suggest in this case, I mean, so Kieran, is there a particular project that you're interested in working on? Are you coming in involvement through AV102 at the moment? What's your what are you
I've been off this for quite some time now.
Sure.
I was involved with the community portal earlier.
Oh yes, yeah.
So in a way, I've been in the last 8 months or so, I've been working on personal projects, basically using WebGL. So that is kind of ended recently. So that's why I'm looking at
great
projects I can get involved.
Yeah, well, great to see you.
One particular project like MedBio markers.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
go on.
Yeah, I just wanted to know what I was just reading about it. So just wanted to know what exactly is the project and some of the things I've been involved with I have a couple of other projects which I'm involved with CNC printers and 3D printing technology. I was just seeing if there are some kind of a relation to this thing, some kind of interactions within hardware and software in some way. This particular project.
Yeah. Well, I'd say specifically for med biomarkers is I think that's Mandeep Mitharu, and he came in a few months back and made this suggestion. I think it's a PHP project, but he hasn't really been too involved, and it's just sort of a placeholder there. So I think if you're specifically interested in that project, you'd need to reach out to him. Obviously, they've got a website, and they've stuff going on, but they haven't really been making strong use of the the Agile Ventures framework. But I think that maybe partly it needs something to kick off. So I mean I can see if I can find a contact for him for you. Yeah. I mean, what I would say is if you've got 20 minutes now, I would hang out with Sasha and hear about, pair with Sasha briefly, so Sasha can show you what he's been doing on website 1 if you've got a moment, and that gets I mean, Sasha, it sounds like you've been making some progress there. It'd be great to show to Kieran what's happening on website 1, and then that increases the set of things that maybe Kieran you might see something that you're interested in. How does that sound, guys?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. I mean, I'll be. I'll continue to be around. I'm just sort of need half an hour to get my brain sorted out. If you have trouble hooking up with Thomas, Sasha, and you're interested in pairing on the GitHub API stuff after you finish with Kieran, then ping me on Slack and I'll pull you into a session.
Okay.
All right.
I have a quick question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Other Sam is in today.
Samantha, the makers. Yes, she is.
Okay. I just want to. I don't know if she's on HipChat at the moment.
Right. She's definitely around. Yeah, I can. You're just asking if she's in the office. That'll.
Well, yeah. I'll just send her an email or something.
Yeah. She's around. She's around. Yeah. I mean, it's a busy day, but she's in, and I mean, not unlike Dan, who's ill, and Rico, basically the influenza is ripping through our ranks, and I mean, I had it a week ago. It's anyway, there we go. All right, good stuff. Well, Kieran, great to see you again, and I'll leave you in Sasha's capable hands, and Sasha can show you what he's been doing with the projects recently.
Yeah,
All right.
sure, Sam.
All right, bye for now.
All right. See you, Sam.
Bye, Sam.
Let me just check.
Oh, what project are you working on, Sasha?
So I've just been with Thomas on sorry, got too many windows open. On website one.
Website.
Um,
Okay.
as in like the actual website for Agile Ventures. Um, I want to share my screen again. Um, I'm really bad at coping with having multiple windows open, especially when I have a relatively small screen. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just quickly quit this chat and come back in because hang on, wait, let me just try something else first. Yeah, I want it to work. I should tab bar. See if that works. Because I want to basically merge this window. Trying to like, there we go. Trying to just put all my Safari windows into one.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So now if I go back to screen sharing. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I sort of. Do you know Makers Academy? Sam's now permanent workplace.
No, not really.
Okay, so it's one of these development boot camps. So
Okay.
I did that like a month or two ago,
Mhm.
and I'm basically now looking for work. But yeah, so I am a relatively newbie programmer, so there's only so much I'll be able to show you, but I will show you what I can. Yeah, so um, yeah, so basically the thing we're actually trying to do at the moment that I'm trying to do with Thomas, although yeah, like mostly driven by Thomas, with him sort of explaining to me as we go what's happening. But can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
So this dashboard thing down here, when you
Okay.
go there, currently shows you this kind of limited bit of information.
Okay.
And it looks a bit bland. And the idea is basically just to spice this up with some infographics. Make the data easier to visualize. And we've got under website one's project features, request and design, we've got a sort of mock-up of how this is what Thomas did of sort of how he imagines it might look. This is based on a JavaScript thing that we're gonna use, and then these will presumably be buttons. And then he's got down here, and I need to look through this, various methods that he possibly has created or just thinks might be useful for this kind of thing. So actually, before I do anything else, let me pull from him in case he's done anything. Oops. No, so it looks like we're basically up to date. So if I just run, I'm going to manage this eventually.
Are you currently like working somewhere, Shasha?
No, at the moment I'm just looking for jobs.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, you're like started with Ruby recently, or like you had earlier programming experience?
no, yeah, I'm basically just new. I mean, I'd started to self-teach. So I did
Oh,
make it academy at the beginning of May.
okay.
Started at the beginning of May. And I kind of started to teach myself a little bit around that before, but it was, yeah, it wasn't really going anywhere fast, which is why I just decided to take the plunge.
Okay.
So yeah, effectively, I've been coding since about May.
Mm.
So I've got a lot of catching up to do. Um, so yeah, okay. So here's the local host version of this, and I'll just show you quickly what we have so far, which is a bit misbehaving at the moment. We've got maybe we changed it deliberately. We've got these um, extra metrics here. This is now a duplicate of this, but we'll just delete this one. And it should have a map, but the map, yeah, there we go. For some reason on mine, the first time I navigate to the page, it doesn't show
Mhm.
the map, and only when I refresh it, it does. Um, I'm not going to worry about it too much at the moment because this map is just hard coded in, or we basically took it's a website called High Charts offers the API.
Okay. So
And
it is a JavaScript application, is it? Like that particular map?
would you say is it? Yeah, it's JavaScript. And yeah, I mean, all the sort of the idea is, the color, whatever color it is,
Hmm.
will be um, darker the more whatever metric you insert into it. Presumably, in our case, this would be for members.
Okay.
Yeah, so the more members in Russia, the darker. Etc. At the moment, it's just randomly seeded data from, and we took that from their website. So this entire section here is hard coded and quite buggy, as I say. It doesn't seem to load properly when I normally first navigate there after firing it up, but I don't know why that is, and I'm not going to worry too much until we're closer to something resembling the actual code that we'll have at the end. So yeah, basically the last thing I did was write a cucumber test for this.
Hmm.
Let's see if we can find that. Um, um, dashboard steps and it's higher up here. So it's this test. Although this last line I don't think does anything. Um, but yeah, so the idea is visit dash. So it seems, as far as I can tell, like in JavaScript, well, in any case, if we're using an API, like testing directly for what to see exactly
Hmm.
what you want is really not plausible. Um, so what? Do you know Sampriti?
Not really. In fact, I've been like exploring some of these things as well,
Hmm.
especially related to JavaScript.
So, no,
Okay.
so there's this guy who also works on Agile Ventures, also I think from India, who just seems to know this stuff really well. He
Okay.
was saying, yeah, like basically, realistically, what you want to test for is that you see a map on the page somehow, and something about the data that appears on the map. The second one, I'm a bit more nervous about, um, but we figured we'd try and get the first one working first, and then worry about the details of it. Um, so yeah, so here we just say, given that the user visits the dashboard page, and clicked a button which doesn't currently exist, although this is a bit misleading, then they should see a map.
Okay. Right now, you want to like continue trying to run the test with that the requirement of a button, or you would like to change maybe?
Hold on, I'm just going to shut the window. Quite noisy outside. So I think I don't mind the test too much. The only thing is, I mean, this is actually, I didn't really write this line. You know, I sort of took it from elsewhere in the code. Yeah, it's down here. I can't actually remember what basic layout. Very stylish. I don't know. Basic steps, I think. Stylish. So it's got this bit here. So I just kind of took it from there. The only problem is it's not actually a button that it's testing for. It's a link that's titled button, which is a little bit confusing. But that seems to have been the approach that people have gone around the website. You know, gone with where they've used this button thing elsewhere on the website, like interesting. Well, like here, this plus button.
Okay, that kind of button, right?
Yeah, which is actually in the code a link rather than a button. But I think if it's been used like that happily elsewhere, then I don't see any reason to second guess that here. So I'm kind of happy with that bit of the test.
And in fact, like the screenshot that you showed me, like what Thomas has been like thinking about, right?
Yeah.
That kind of a thing as a button, like it's too large, right?
So load it up again. You mean this bit here?
Yeah, this one, right?
Yeah, so the idea, I guess, is these things would be the buttons, although they were just kind of...
Yeah, because like if you look at these buttons, right, you have different sections within the buttons. Like you kind of have a title, you kind of have this particular number that's showing some information. So most probably having a div displaying all these things would be much better if I think of that, right? Having a button, you can just add a bit of title. I'm not sure, like, can we add like more descriptive buttons? I don't know.
More descriptive as in what way?
As in, like, you have different sections, right? In like if you look at the project button,
Yeah.
you have the title and you have the 17 number. So you got to display both those information, right? But the whole part should behave like a button.
Yeah.
Right. That's the idea, right?
Yeah.
So I was just thinking, like, if I can have a button, something like that, and it have that much information, like, can we embed that much amount of, I don't know, like, usually within a button, I think you can just add some amount of information, not like really.
Where do you mean? Where were you talking about having information like displayed on the screen, or?
Yeah, like the way it's displayed on this. You're writing the test, right? You're checking for existence of a button.
Yeah.
Right. So if it is button, then I was just thinking, like, should we like look for a button or should we look for something else? Maybe I was just thinking if button can be like having internal like child elements which are something like a div or a span or something, because this kind of look and feel. I don't know, like what kind of approach are you taking, like to display something like this?
Well, we've barely started. So yeah, if you look back at the this thing, all we've got is a very basic link so far. Yeah, so at the moment we've literally got a link, and that's got that bit of the test passing, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously it's not not much of a button.
Yeah.
But I think it seems like we can include the number.
Yeah, right now the whole part of it is basically it kind of like one text string, right? So if you want to add more information, maybe like more control, like maybe add a span around the number and increase the size, something like those, So I was just wondering, like I don't know, like I kind of forgot, like can we add more
Yeah,
things
I imagine
with
so.
the
I mean,
button?
I haven't. So yeah, I mean, if you're talking about just kind of designing a button, I haven't really looked at it. I mean, the first thing I was going to do actually was just run the Cucumber test for that file, just to remind myself exactly what's happening at the moment. What was it?
Okay, I was just checking. Like, I think, yeah, you can add multiple internal children inside a button. So I think it could be a problem, I guess.
I mean, certainly I would have thought inside a link you could.
Yeah. In fact, here I think you can do it, right? You are adding a link right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can just add button, I believe, like,
Let me just a lot better because I can't remember. Wrong tab. That's interesting. I think that step was failing last time I ran this test.
yeah, where exactly is I'm not able to like read it properly. Like, where exactly is failing?
Is that
Okay.
is that simpler to read? So yeah. Okay, I'm logged in now. So where's that coming from? Step definitions, dashboard, step 5. Now why is it?
It's looking at some other line, right? Whatever project. See if there is condition somewhere above. Like
Yeah.
it says, and I create a project titled whatever project.
Yeah. Where is this
That
coming?
might be.
Dashboard stats features 70, I guess. User creates a project and visits the 6th page. I swear this was not failing last time. And define method.
I think it might be on line 5 in dashboard step.
Yeah, no, well, it's this thing. Yeah, well, that's getting through that. But
Okay, this one, the title you're getting is something like that.
Where's the commit count being called? It seems to be. God, it's all over the place. Why is it? Okay, it's easier to follow this stuff. Definitions, basic step. Definitions and user step. Find where this flipping thing is ever called. Create user? This, okay, that was not what I meant to do. Just can't find anything in the program that's actually calling this undefined method commit count. Wait, I'm not looking close enough. Project underscore list. Okay, there we go.
Have they used that commit count anywhere else other than here? Like you can just check there.
It seems like it's all over the program. Yeah, I just did a quick search for it, and it appears in quite a lot of stuff. So it's certainly defined somewhere, but this is the line that's throwing the error. So how do we get here? We go from if commit count. Looking at listing the HTML. Why has this disappeared? Index. Project controller 13. Basics. Gradually figuring out what least cause the dashboard step 6.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop out now.
Okay.
No? Okay.
All right. I will see you later on, I guess.
Okay, sure.